Time management works best when you are planning first on a weekly basis. Watch today as I plan my week and learn my tricks and tips for managing your time.
Distinctions for Life, helping you get what you really want in life with small changes that make a big difference.
Welcome to Distinctions for Life, where I help you get what you really want in life with small changes that make a big difference. I'm your host, Ron Davis. If you would like more advice, visit my website at distinctionsforlife.tv. Almost every Sunday, I sit in front of my computer, pull up Todoist, and plan my week. I learned long ago to manage on a weekly basis from Stephen Covey in 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. A week is long enough to get stuff done, but not so long that things change too much during the week. As you'll see in the next video, I do review on a daily basis, moving tasks around and deciding not to do things. But I don't add more stuff from my big list of stuff to do. When you have set a bunch of goals, you are going to have a bunch of tasks to accomplish. Having just one huge list of all these things can be overwhelming. There's so much to do that you don't want to do anything. Or you can work nonstop forever because you are never done. Your long list always has something for you to do. By breaking off a piece of that list once a week and then further breaking that down into days, you have a manageable, finite set of tasks. So come along as I plan a typical week. Most of my planning is done in Todoist, but I need to have Google Calendar open as well. You see, I put tasks that are untethered to time in Todoist as they come up, but I add appointments to Google Calendar. Things that have a specific date and time, which can be far in the future. I have dentist appointments 6 months from now, and those are easy to forget if you don't have a calendar-based system to put them in. But I'm a little lazy and generally don't enter an appointment in both tools. So it's important to open up my calendar and look for appointments. Then I can decide if they also need to be put into my to-do list or if just having them in the calendar is good enough. Okay, let's open up To-Do List and get ready to go through my projects. In my last video, I mentioned that I've broken my life down by roles. The names of those roles are about the people or organizations that they are about. I try to put God first in my life, so that is the first project in my list. And then my personal stuff, my family and friends. And then the organizations that I work in, organized by priority. So DFL is first, and then writing. I'm currently part of 2 mastermind type groups, and Reactuate Software is my programming projects, whether for myself or other people. The top of this list is pretty set in stone: God, self, family, friends. The roles after that change over time. For a long time, there was a Toastmasters group that had a lot of activity in it, but now it's archived. Now writing is its own major role. So what is in all of these roles? I'm going to show you, but first, let's talk a minute about how these things fill up. I've talked a lot about putting your action steps from your goals in here, and that's true. In reality, a lot of tasks get added because, well, reality needs them. You have to pay your bills and your taxes. You have to take your wife to PT, or your friends ask you to come over for a potluck dinner. Those things create tasks that you need to work into your to-do list to make sure that they get done in time. I'm of the opinion that you need to create subcategories under these roles, but only as you need them. Don't try and figure out all of them in the beginning. Start out just dumping things into a big list. And then after a few weeks of working with it, you might notice that you have a bunch of house-related tasks. Then create a subcategory for that under personal. Or you do a lot of accounting tasks related to your business, so add a subcategory for them. Keep this concept in mind as we walk through my role groupings. My first role is titled God because that's what it's about. I try to put the ultimate goodness that is God first in priority, so it gets listed first. As an aside, God stuff is the ultimate important but not urgent project. There is no sense of urgency, which means it is easy to let the important religious practices fall through the time cracks. What is important in our religion, spirituality, or non-spiritual practice will dictate what you want here, so I'm not going to delve too deeply into mine. Next, I have a project named Personal. because they're just things that have to get done in order to make all the other things work. The biggest subcategory, and I think we all need this, is maintenance. When I first started doing this, I didn't have maintenance as a category or these specific subcategories. I kept needing to add things to personal because they didn't fall under other roles. As a single list got big, I started breaking it into subcategories. Now, some of those subcategories were because of tracking. I really wanted to know how much time I was spending on tech-related issues, so I started tracking that, and then I added those tasks here in the subcategory of my to-do list. We'll talk more about tracking in a future episode. I'm planning my week, which isn't about organizing these categories, it's about deciding which tasks are going to get done this week. So let's do that. Here's the basic rule. Go through every item in your projects and decide if it needs to be done this week. Number 2, give it a day of the week that you're going to work on it. I click on a project and read every task in the list. Now I can kind of skim over things that already have a date associated with them, but it's important to read every item. Not only are we picking what to do this week, we are also looking for tasks that we're never going to do. If I read a task week after week and never actually put it in a week, then maybe I need to admit that it isn't compelling enough to actually do. If so, maybe it's time to delete it. Maybe a task's time has passed, like that can of tuna from 2019 in your pantry. Delete it. If I hit a task that needs to be done, then I assign it to a day of the week. Todoist makes this really easy with their natural language interpretation. Just click, type Thursday, and hit return. Go through every single item and decide, 1, do it, and give it a day of the week, 2, delete it, or 3, let it be. This takes about 20 or 30 minutes depending on how much stuff is in your list. And once you've gone through everything, you might want to use Todoist's upcoming panel to review what you have on each day of the week. And notice if you have overloaded a particular day. Over time, I've discovered that some days of the week are more productive than others. And you will too. And then you can take that into account when scheduling. For instance, I get an incredible amount of tasks done on Monday morning. Don't know why it works that way, but if I have 30 things on Monday, it's okay. If I have 30 things on Wednesday, I've got a problem. Question of the day, how do you plan your week? Leave a comment below. There are lots of other things that you could do at this point. A big one some people do is transfer each item to a specific time in their calendar. I've tried this in the past, but it frustrates me that I don't hit those times. But if it works for you, do it. Sometimes I will block out a chunk of time for a kind of task. For example, I used to dedicate the hours of 8 a.m. to noon for DFL. Then I would only work on tasks related to DFL. But I didn't schedule each task for a specific period of time, which is probably the most important distinction for time management. Do what works for you. Try things and find out what works and what doesn't, and then modify your system. Now that my week is planned, what do I do each day to ensure that I get stuff done? Well, that's the topic of the next video, so hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell. Thanks for watching today. If you liked what you saw, give me a thumbs up. This channel is all about helping you get what you really want in life with small changes that make a big difference. Until next time, I'm Ron Davis. Go create something. Watch today as I plan my week and learn my tips and tricks. You want to learn my tics, people? Almost every Sunday, I sit down in front of my computer, pull up Todoist, and listen to the ambulances go by. Welcome to Distinctions for Life, where I help you get what you really want in life. I'm going to shake my head. Welcome to this. See, I did it again.